Hello everyone! So today I have yet another haul video. If your store has not done the markdowns quite yet, have no worries. That just means you have a little bit longer to come up with a game plan. So I hope you find this video very helpful. It's going to be kind of like a catalog, like a little preview before the sale. You can look at the products before you buy them, so that way when you're in the store you don't have to have these mini debates with yourself of whether or not you want to pick it up. That's kind of like what I do. I try to edit some of my stuff. I'm like, okay, I think I have something similar to this, or I don't think I would use this one. But when it came to the embossing folders, this was something that I really wanted to pick every single one of these out as much as I could possibly find. So I did that. I looked at every single orange sticker, and if it was an embossing folder, I was like, okay, it's going in the cart. So I actually found a total of 21 different embossing folders. And if you're watching this and you notice that you picked one up that I don't have, please let me know in the comments down below. Just say, hey, you didn't pick up the Sizzix one. It's called this, this, and that. Or even if you want to just give the Sizzix number, I will definitely hunt it down. There's one more Hobby Lobby that I want to check out. I'm actually still waiting for my Hobby Lobby to finish up the markdowns. So I went in on Saturday. I'm not quite sure when they actually made the markdowns, but on Saturday they had some of the Cricut items on sale. And I would say most, if not all, of the Sizzix items were marked down. But the Momenta and the Spellbinders items, those were not marked down quite yet. And also, none of the other aisles were marked down. So that was on Saturday. Sunday, I was like, okay, no problem. I can watch the other haul videos in the meantime, and I'll check in on Monday. Monday, no extra markdowns. Tuesday, no extra markdowns. So they gave me just a little bit of the sale on Saturday, and they're like, nope, we're going to test your patience here. You're going to have to wait for the rest of the markdowns. And each day that I'm waiting for those markdowns, my list of things to buy keeps growing and growing. I have to make notes because usually I'll just stick in the paper crafting aisle, and then I'll get sidetracked with something and I'll totally forget to pick things up. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to make my notes of everything that I really, really, really want. And then after I pick those up, it's just kind of like a free for all, and I can look around and just pick up extra items. But the sketchbooks are also on sale, so that is also on my list. I have to put a reminder for that one because I don't walk down to that aisle very often. It's usually straight to the paper crafting department and then to the cashier. This one is called Ornamental Motif, and I have to say that out of all of them, I thought this was going to be my most favorite, and then I cut it out in the blue paper and I was a little bit underwhelmed. But then when I cut it out, or not cut it out, but embossed it onto some gold paper, you can tell there is a huge, huge difference. So even if you use some of these and you're not feeling the vibe on some of them and you're like, oh, that's not my style, test it out on a different colored paper. It might look a lot better with that. And then on this one's really nice too. For me, it kind of had like an Alice in Wonderland vibe, but I could see how nice this would also look like on a shiny, shimmery white paper, because it's called Lacy, which is probably supposed to be like lace. So this one I cut out in metallic paper, and I have to say, using these 3D embossing folders on metallic paper is like the nicest. Like if you don't have metallic paper, drop by the paper aisle and pick up a pair of this Paper Studio metallic paper. It is so beautiful, you guys. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but if you need more time to jot down notes, don't forget to just hit that pause button. And of course, I definitely had to showcase these 3D embossing folders. This one's called Pinwheel, and it just reminds me of flowers more than pinwheels. But it's really nice. I'm not sure if you guys can see all that dimension. I always try to play with the lighting a little bit in my room because I feel like if I have all of my lamps on, it's too bright and it kind of washes away all that detail. And then when it's a little bit darker, you can see all the detail in the embossing folders because there is a whole lot. It's kind of hard sometimes because everyone has like different settings on their computers, and so I don't know if it's like too dark on some screens or if it's just right. I always have like my on my computer, I have, when I work on it at least, I always have it up to the highest brightness, and then usually when I watch it I just put it in the medium brightness, so hopefully it's showing up really nicely on your end. This one reminds me, it's called Swiss cheese, but it reminds me of like basketballs. So definitely if you're doing a sports page or a sports card, this is really going to be nice for that. So these are the 9 that I found that were just Sizzix embossing folders, and then on a previous video I shared with you guys the mini embossing folders by Tim Holtz, and there's more embossing folders. These are the A6 size from Tim Holtz. I'm going to start off with this one right here, which is my favorite because the embossing really stood out on this one. It's called Intertwine, and it kind of looks like, what is it, wicker or rattan, the things that they use for basket weaving or baking, because the first thing I thought of when I saw this was strudels, you know, the little fruit filled, like this one has apples and raisins in it, and it also reminds me of bread when you braid the bread. This one is a Nutella bread. This embossing folder really stands out and it's very dimensional, so this is a really great one to pick up as well. This one is called Arches. This is also really pretty. It kind of reminds me of like a stained glass window, and I actually embossed it both ways, so as you can see it both kind of looks the same still, but you can emboss them either having the indentation on the front or the indentation on the back. So this one is called Circuit, and it definitely looks like something you'd find in a circuit board inside like a little chip. This is really cool, and again I think that this would pair wonderfully with like a Star Wars theme, and I do have a few Star Wars dies that I picked up from AliExpress recently, so I'll definitely test it out on that. Next up we have what's called Typewriter. So I normally wouldn't pick this one up on my own, but I really love the fact that it was on sale because now I have it in my collection and it does look really beautiful. Again, it's very, very embossed. And some of the cards earlier might look familiar because I am using the ephemera packs that I picked up on the previous Hobby Lobby sale. So as you can see with this haul alone, I was able to make so many different backgrounds for my cards. And also, just to kind of recap, I found 9 of the Sizzix ones, I found 8 of the mini Tim Holtz ones, and then 4 of the A6 size Tim Holtz embossing folders. And of course, again, if you found something different at your store, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm trying to collect all of my embossing folders so that I can kind of like do some organization with it, and I do have a really cute idea for it, so stay tuned for that one. And also, what's upcoming is going to be all the Sizzix items, and as you can see, I've already started on that, and that was the only thing that was thoroughly marked down at my store was Sizzix, so stay tuned for Momenta and Spellbinders whenever my store gets those marked down. And in the meantime, if you haven't seen this video, I'll leave it in the description box down below, or you can click on it right here. And you guys know the drill. If you're feeling the vibe, please don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell. That's going to notify you of all of my new videos. I thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very wonderful day.